We're aware we're not playing Ascent, right?
I'll be fine
they're in
with
their team
Haven
chat.
again.
Have they Gentleman Paris?
You guys
Or are they
won,
playing
no? So we
London?
should play
This
Haven
Chris's
again,
ping
no?
is the same.
Yeah.
I mean, they first
That's
agreed
what
to
happens.
London, and then like
Full
some players
anti-chat.
complained about it, and then like
No,
started
he's
yapping
Denji,
about servers.
bro.
Yeah, it was Denji mainly.
No, you're actually playing.
Yeah, actually, holy shit.
Hang on,
Not ready.
Please refrain from doing that.
Please refrain. Of course.
Let's have a good game, man.
It's probably fine. Yeah, I don't want to them.
Plus, I can't understand. I can't understand anything you're saying.
Just start.
He's basically saying you can start the game.
Yeah, okay. It's...
Wait, that's transphobic. Get this guy gone.
I said she, mate. Use your ears.
Is this correct? That's correct.
Yeah, I mean-
Site is correct. Already.
Okay, let's get into it. It's kind of interesting to see what comps they go with. You know, a lot of these players, you know, we kind of know what they're gonna play. You know, they're quite defined for the certain agents, like Cymog on Jet. Not shocked at all. You know,
Waylay.
like we that
Chris
expect.
having the waylay, his whole team is blaming him. Yeah. Unserious agent select already. And one team has a coach.
Able.
Yeah, but I assume
Larry.
Despots will be playing probably double duelist, considering that's all they fucking do
Yeah,
in every map. And they'll probably put Chris on Senti Jao. Because what else can he do?
yeah. Probably on Cypher, I'd imagine. Maybe they go the Killjoy. Nah. He's been playing quite a lot of Cypher, so I'm assuming they'll put him on Cypher. He's just trolling Agent Select and annoying his team.
Yeah, and they have Dan and the chair.
Vice, okay. I like the cooking. There's some setups that I like over towards the B site. I don't want to see them just use the same wall every round. I want
They
them
are.
kinda,
Chris will do the same wall every
I
round.
kind of want them to switch it up, especially if like PMO start, you know, anti-ing it, like baiting it. But we'll see.
Yep. Lots actually looks in the waylay.
Locks the waylay. Okay.
Yeah. That's crazy. I don't. Yeah. Bottom and left bracket. Which brackets? The square ones. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah, I'm following.
Oh, it does say in the top right corner. You're right. Good luck, have fun. Now, last time Despots were playing with Sunset, so this time they have their full team for the third map. And the games were pretty close before, so who knows? Maybe
Yeah, who knows?
We'll turn it up. And apparently they did lose on each other's map picks as well. But...
Yep, and maybe this time we won't see Immortals pieing, you know?
My immos never pie, guys.
I'm interested in how the Despots
It
play
looks like
with
a
this waylay.
B5, 4-man on B for PMO.
Trusting Denji to anchor up the rest of the map, or to get a fortified position. Looks like Despots are going for a street heavy split to B. And Cinder winning the fight on long. That's key to winning the fight.
One enemy remaining.
But Despots clean up, knowing A site is free now.
And they rotate back A. Oh my god, they're aware. But it doesn't even fucking matter. Last cleans up all the kills. They win their pistol. Pretty convincingly, all things considered. And I thought PMO had a nice setup.
Yeah, the Despots forcing into the stacks like side of the map and just winning the gunfights. When you have players that can aim like this, you know, sometimes you don't need the strats, sometimes you just peek. And they're getting into the anti-eco, we're going for another long fight. but no force from PMO. Just Simorg on a shot.
One enemy remaining.
4-4.
Spike
And the
down
round
B.
is over. Like, just like that. These
Just
are lightning rounds.
losing nothing but a Spectre for the Despots, which is
Yeah.
very comfortably good. Looking to see
Now we
a
win.
pretty decent bonus with the guns.
They have 2 showers? That's what.
The 3 rifles, especially on your duelists, really gives a chance of converting this bonus.
Yeah. And I mean, they haven't lost much. There's no outlaw to punish, like, one shot.
Fly, my wind assassin.
So
Do
it
what
should
you
be-
do best.
Be good.
I feel the Despots are hard reading the weak A site based off the last 2 rounds, knowing Denji's been alone, anchoring towards this A site. Maybe they could overwhelm him with their numbers and go
They're
for
just contacting up R.
confident shot by the Vice, but they've been the mid look, you know, doesn't reveal too much.
I mean, PMO look like they have a hard read on this. 4 people, like, ready for the shit. That's in the backside. They get it out. Beatles gets this one. And the second.
Third,
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
flawless by PMO. Clean
Such a-
bonus conversion, anti-bonus conversion.
It was a nice clean flag.
One
Like,
dream
they had the
ends,
A read, they didn't hear
another
sound on B,
begins.
they just all just rotated A for some reason. Off because the I down R, no?
The Eye taking orb, a main.
That goes there.
That's all the sound I heard. Probably just a hard read because every time the Despots have made sound so far, they've just ran it down.
Yeah. Benji's going for the same setup. It looks like every round.
I fear this is just a bit too readable. Like, you can't have the same setup every round on the defense. Like, against teams like this, they're just gonna, you know, get used to it, move around the map. But here we go to the long fight.
Yeah, but look how much info he has on the other side of the map, and it allows them to have 4 just leaning B. Alright, they're walking down B long. 4 man. Simon gets the first pick, and he gets out pretty easily. But it looks like they're ready up to still hit the site. Out. Simon gets 2. Beatles gets another refuse.
Spike down B.
Spike stuck
Last
in
player
default,
standing.
unable to be retrieved by Bloss. Stuck getting Tejo droned out.
In the 1v4.
Nice
They
clean
beat
round
her
for
up.
Simorg.
Yeah.
Good fights. Good 1v1 isolation by Simorg there. Really like the way he played that.
Yeah. And
Now, I would like the Despots to stop playing like so one-dimensional, really, in my opinion. Like, they're trying to, like, just slowly walk up on the site with 4 or 5 people and just hit it.
yeah, I
I
like
want
to
to-
prod mid a bit more, honestly.
Prod mid, work the map, maybe destroy some of this Cypher util that's just getting so much passive info.
Yeah.
Like a lurk towards A main, 1 or 2 like people contacting, like 2 people
Yeah.
contacting into art to clear that.
Oh,
trap.
there's a star down from mid just to take some pressure and an eye. There's nothing on it, off it, and they crowd it out and kind of realize that. Looks like a trap play for B-Link as well. Oh, nice util from PMO. It doesn't manage to get anyone as they go back into mid.
Leaving Bloss only on 6 HP. The Despots in a place where their hard anchor is just so weak. What are they gonna do?
And look, Denji's walked up all the way A main. They have so much control. He's just walking up.
Time to jump.
They're into art, they're just looking to prod.
Will Despots be aware of this walk up? Will they be diligent and clear out A main?
I mean, but even if they
Spike
can't,
planted.
they don't really have much space, considering Denji has all of their things. They're not even aware, gets 2, gets 3!
3 out of 5.
Teho comes down,
One enemy remaining.
Pigeon all by himself. Backside, they know where he is. He's taken down Denji with the massive 4K. Not aware of him staying in A main. Oh, it's just lack of awareness.
Honestly, yeah, if I was the coach, I'd be taking time out of it. But you know, although the score is quite close, really, this isn't even that like close, really, because like they won the pistol, converted the eco, but every rifle is disastrous.
Yeah, hasn't even been close. They just they are playing double duelers to be fair. So if they want to hit a site, they either have to go for a fast hit or they have to actually get rid of some of this.
Yeah, they need to work the map, destroy the passive info.
Yeah.
Either that or just fast hit a site. None of this like slow contacting up, like giving PMO time to rotate after gathering info in the rest of the map.
And they look like to be doing just Euro walk down art solo, nothing behind it.
With this info, they can probably pretty confidently take the whole site, knowing the cipher, the anchor, is deep enough.
PMO have done a good job just holding onto art, realizing there's nothing behind it.
Bye-bye.
And all they have is sight.
Take hold.
And look, they didn't even, because of their own astral wall, they didn't really push him right to the Pigeon. Okay, Pigeon goes for it. Anyway.
And gets out with the TP and refuse hitting the shot right of it.
It's a massive kill. If you stuck on art. Gets traded out.
Last player standing.
And lost with a key kill on this peak by Simon. That could have been dangerous. If Lost lost that fight, I reckon Simon could clutch out.
Stay focused. Those shits
Did you see Pigeon went, I was saying, oh, they need to take more space, and then Pigeon tried to prod for more, and he got his kill, got out.
The only issue I had that play was like, he was by himself, you know? That could have gone very wrong and just lost the round on the spot.
Yeah, that's true. But I think contesting some of the space is a good idea when they're in their post plants.
Would have wished he, like, I don't know, called for another person to come with him as he flashed through the hospital.
Where are you?
It looks like they have 3 mid, 2 B main. And then Simon has an up down long. Gets flashed off the angle. But he re-peeks it and he still has all the control. Through the Desperate Snow, they haven't really done anything. Used both Prowlers already. Down mid. And they break the trip.
Even after working the map, it feels like they have no space whatsoever. Like, they're just stuck in mid and art.
It's a good reaction from PMO. Look, they've regrouped like all their players towards mid because they know.
Yeah. Because all B long pressure was just solved by a confident repeat by Simon.
Yeah. They have the side roll. They know where all of them are. They're trapped in mid. They swing out and Gloss gets 2. Running down. Like, big kill from Simon. Refuse
on the trade.
And now they have the site.
Will they be aware of the double flank from street so fast after they just recleared it? Just fully cleared it.
And they have Visol. And Basinda also has After ult. That's the sound. It's a good Visol.
One enemy
Good swing.
Last player standing.
Doesn't manage to get Cinder, but it's classic. Hughes gets out,
Hughes
wins them
cleans
the round.
I like that a lot more by Desperates. While it still has some work to do, they really defaulted the map, they took space elsewhere, then they went back to the site.
I mean, I think PMO kind of messed up when they knew where all of them are, and they just
over-peaked in mid, yeah. Like, you can't really fight for that when one of the players is smoked off. You just kind of, like, Radical in that situation just kind of has to back off, play his life. Because Fatals is left in a unfortunate situation where he has to swing through a smoke against 3 people.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I mean, both teams are shooting. And it looks like they're going for a straight hate hit right into the Cypher. With the fade off. And look how much
fade off and the waylay
off has got it. Look how fast this flanked is.
Rip and tear.
Oh, Pigeon gets the first kill on Cinder. Through the smoke and art.
Loss on a timing through secret. Could get a catch on Fatals.
Fatals is not aware.
And she does.
They have all the backside. And even though... Ooh, Denji gets a big kill on Chris. Lost trades back on Simon. Radical gets 1. Lost trades out another. It's a 1v2. And this will be tough for Denji.
Known. knowing where Denji is right now, they're playing a perfect setup.
Yeah.
He could use a cage to isolate a fight right here.
One enemy
He
remaining.
gets the burst.
And Blast cleans up.
With a 4K.
Don't miss me too much.
Huge round for Blast.
Later. We show up now. We live later.
And I mean, they're confidently taking the space. They didn't realize how fast the flank was, but
Now we wait.
honestly, pushing back side, I like it. With this double duelist.
Yeah, now, speaking of big rounds, this is a big round coming up. Is if the Despots win this, it knocks PMO on into an eco.
Yeah. I mean, it should reset the eco. And actually, it won't reset Despot's eco. Not quite. It'll do big damage, honestly. And it looks like they're pressuring down B long. And they have to.
Spike left in lobby means they might choose to head back towards A based on what info they get.
They smoked pretty early, so they probably are aware that there's no up.
This walkout from Simorg just giving his team so much info.
And the wall is bad, so he's
He can
able
catch two. Ah, with you.
Pigeon gets another from Denji trying to trade out Simorg, but
But the Despots are re-hitting into the stacked side. No one is on the A half of the map.
oh, big from Cinder gets
Spike
two
down,
from
B.
that angle is crazy.
And the info as well, seeing
have the spike.
both on long.
Spike drop.
Yeah, they.
And Bloss is looking to fake towards B as Pigeon runs back to the A side.
A 2v2, and they're just, what is it, PMO just sticking onto the B side.
But looking to
30 seconds
2v2
left.
retake on A if it happens to go towards there.
Now Fatals has decided to just clear out some of the space.
Disconnect from his teammate.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
He's
Bloss,
playing
Bloss's timing could be huge here. Whether Fatals clears this or not could decide the round.
One enemy
And
remaining.
Bloss finds the kill.
And they see the last. So this round,
Find you.
unless Radical pulls off some magic, it should really. Yeah, considering they know where he is. Spots the one A main. Unaware where Bloss is, not knowing he's being wrapped. Tries to tap. Still thinks she's up. Okay, just brings out
Pigeon
that's the kill.
leans up the kill.
And I guess they didn't even need a timeout to start winning their rounds. Instead, PMO take the first timeout. Yep. And it's good that Despots have just been going for a bit more pace.
Really leaning into the strengths of their double duelist comp.
Yep. And we can tell just from the scoreboard that their duelists have been going crazy for them. Like, look at Blood, she just walks down, gets two, you know?
The
Around the
timings,
corner,
the
that's
multi-kills from their duelists have what's really brought them into these rounds.
I mean, yeah.
Now, what I'd like to see from PMO here, what they're talking about in this time up, is how they're going to switch up their defensive setup. You cannot play the same setup 9 rounds in a row and expect to not be antied. Surely they get a bit more proactive towards the A side of the map.
Yeah, maybe lean Cypher more B towards mid. I mean, they have the
in my opinion, I want Cypher just to lock down mid, you know? They've had lurks through mid, but they've never really done too much in mid. They've had, like, a few times, where, like, 1 or 2 rounds where they've been heavy mid. I want this Cypher util in mid and heavy stacks towards the sides. With this double duelist comp, they're probably just going to hit a side.
Yeah, but I think you could also have Cypher anchor A more heavily, because these trips really are just for info. They're not really
Nothing
breaking
less.
I need a weapon.
Or like
They're
maybe
looking for a
play
double up fight in A main with Simorg and Denji. Doing the default util. He's spotted. But Dan is unaware.
big kill from Simorg. Clips him. It's a nice shot, honestly.
I want some passive play from PMO here. I want them to play numbers. Don't over peek, don't throw. You're in a good position. They're down an initiator. They're gonna struggle in a site exec. Then again, they do have double duelist.
Like, Lost just walks out.
Unaware of the location due to the fade being dead.
No, she's in. and they just
Spike
take B
down,
side,
B.
just
The
like that. I
Despots
guess.
just strike down onto B,
enemy
slaughter
remaining.
everyone.
Spike planted.
And they know where Simorg is in a 1v2.
And Bloss
Doesn't matter.
secures the round. 7 rounds for the attack. This is looking to be a good half, but this is what I'd say would be the bare minimum for a double duelist comp on attack pearl.
Yeah.
If you're getting less than 7 rounds, I fear you're just going to get stomped.
Especially after winning pistol. But I mean, they made a good recovery. They were 3-2 down and they've won 5 rounds in a row. Like, it's been a streaky
Mostly
game.
off the back of Loss and her just entry frags and her multi-frags and her timings and her clutches.
I mean, plus as a whole, apparently.
Yeah, Bloss doing the job of every single player in the team all at once.
And they break their cam. They're denying this early info, which is good.
Which is good. Before, for the first few rounds, they really struggled. They let this info stay in. Just let the force stack and B just happen every single round. But now they've really got proactive towards A main, proactive towards R. They're taking out this Cypher Utah.
But PMO do good job pushing them off streets. Refuse gets a kill on Cinder, walking out.
Fatal's claiming the gun. Looking to refight street with 3 teammates.
Yeah, breaks the trip, and it looks like they're just going for an A split with
You are
Refuse sitting in
divided.
4th.
Pull up to Simon. Can he hit the shots?
One down.
He hits 1. It's whiffy on Pigeon, and he decides to leave, play life.
After
Radical running in, kills the planter.
Spike down A.
that is a ballsy move, honestly. But I mean, it worked. At least to say it was bad.
Pigeon, observed. They know where he is. Can they clear him out?
One
Flash.
enemy remaining.
And Simon
30
gets the
seconds
kill.
left.
Refuse in a 1v4. Doesn't manage to get 1. And PMO win the round.
Last
Even
round
after
in the half.
Managing to hold on to the site, really.
Even though it might be a
Now
bit
we
readable,
win.
this round for Desperates, I'd quite like to see just a fast A hit. You've got the Waylay ult. You know, if there's a site anchor, they're just dead. Just take the site, get proactive into Secret, get proactive into Flowers, and just take that space. Play a close punt in a like 5v5. We see them though, they're going more heavy towards mid, left open by PMO. Just Radical on his own.
Was it Vice Flash broken? Amen.
Info denied.
Bring them down.
Simon still has a, like, has the aim in there. Radical ults them down mid. Wait, they TP's back. They don't really quite get one, but they're pushed off streets.
Star removed.
Denji
My ultimate.
with the kill.
Everyone.
Bit greedy in my opinion, but he gets a second.
That is insane. He should not be able to get 2 there.
He should have died, getting too
Right.
greedy, trying to get the ult off.
Even getting 1 was, even 1 getting out would be insane, but holy.
Getting the ult off and getting a second.
I drone out mid to re-clear it. I don't think they saw Blast down streets, but there's a trip in our way.
He has the dash though, but that will make noise, and Simorg and Denji will hear it.
Yeah. It's a 3v5, and it looks like they're going to just re-clear A main.
Looking to
Simon.
end in an A split.
Jump peaks A main.
30 seconds
Trip
left.
broken.
One.
PMO reading that this is it. Leading,
enemy
rotating.
remaining.
Denji on his foot
Spike
ace.
down A.
Simorg steals it.
Denji with a massive round. 5-7. It's pretty good
Switching
for PMO
sides.
considering how it's going. And apparently only teams can only
Whatever
win
happens,
multiple rounds in a row.
Don't panic. Trembling is bad for your
It
aim.
was looking good for the Despots, but then they just fell off towards the end, and I don't like this. A 7-5 half with a double duelist comp. I want to see them get proactive. I want to see them take space, because if they don't, they will just get stomped. Spread out with just one player on their own across the entire map. I don't want to see this on a pistol. Playing double duelist, group up, fight.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they're going to try fight B main a bit, but I don't think there's enough players. I liked what PMO were doing, where they grouped up, even with their they grouped up as full.
This is the issue with the Vice. You can't play a double duelist comp and play a less info heavy Sentinel. Vice just doesn't give you enough passive info across the map to let you do those heavy stacked pushes.
And it looks like they cleared out this play in B main, and they both have the TP back. Bloss gets
Aware of the TP location, Fatals get a kill onto Bloss.
Deji gets the burst down R. It looks like they'll just regroup and hit the A site from here.
A's
There's
fully
literally
open,
nothing
killed the
else.
anchor.
He might have a time, but they should be aware after he went through the cave. He clears off.
They're not aware of the tuck. Somog's not looking. Refuse could get a timing. Cleared by Denji.
And it's 2v5 for Pigeon and Dan.
I would say unwinnable. After watching Take Rex DFM, nothing's unwinnable.
It's true.
Last player standing.
Oh, Dan gets one.
And
Yeah,
Denji with a third.
Yeah. Wow, they got punished for their setup. Playing way too spread out, and
the
Chris
passive
overpeaked.
spread out, like isolated setup, they just got picked off one by one.
Yeah. They need to try take more space, and with more people, especially on this. I mean, now we're into
Two
their
duelists with no util to help them is not enough to take that space. When often when people take B main, B long, is either one person lurking or 4 people of an entire team. Your 2 duelists can't do that. You're just asking them to hit insane shots or
And
lose
look,
the round.
4 people down A main.
This is what I want to see again, especially on the eco. Cinder
Nice.
watching for it though.
That's
Really just poor spacing from Despots. Swinging one by one, just not like really taking into account. That they should
Nice
have
shot by
those
Pigeon.
numbers.
Gets
Nice
his
second shot.
Last player standing.
That's it.
Crunched on by PMO.
He's done good damage, honestly, for this anti-eco. Nice shots.
Spike
Now,
planted.
on a clean conversion, I don't want to see PMO let Chris get any kills here. I want them to.
They have all the fucking stars out. He walks with this lone classic in a 1v3. On.
It hides from the eye. Unseen by the Prowler. I think he might just be too slow, honestly. He might just be too slow. He only has a choice to die to the spike, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Wait, he
probably
could go for a
the
defuse.
correct decision.
Nah.
One bullet on the stinger.
One bullet on the stinger. And
Looking for a fight, can't quite
looking
see
for a
anyone.
fight. PMO disciplined enough to back off, save their guns.
And he will just die to the spike in the end.
Again, their fear
And
is
they
a
do
trap,
that-
and
what
the
is
trap
it?
is fresh.
4 rifles and a pistol?
Yeah. We should be. No, I think it's 3 rifles and 2 pistols.
Is Radical not forcing up?
I mean, I guess not. Yep, it's just 3 rifles. But they
I
can't.
don't like
Fear
this. It's
is right
7-7 half. It's honestly like it's close. I want you to try and use that momentum, take the lead. You know, force into this bonus. You have 3 rifles. Buy 2 more. You have the money.
I see Denji. I don't know if it's Denji that, but they should know. There's so much sound A and
Pigeon just
trying to hold on to himself.
Keep
Chris
playing.
in a terrible position. Gets taken down. And they have the A side. Right into
Spike
art.
planted.
Lost gets 1 after Simulg.
can, with all this noise, Pigeon find any
Last
value.
player standing.
No.
And they don't quite get the kills. 4 phasing down them on the 2 aiming. 1. But that's all he gets.
PMO
No, no.
converting the bonus on their
I call
attack.
you Charlie because it means you're my friend.
It looks like
But
there was
maybe I should call you Kwasi
like
because
comms
you
issues or
be
something going on
solo.
for Desperates, considering all they were hearing was sound A main. They see it, the eye spots Denji out. They hear 3 people stomping down art, and they're just wandering around streets. I don't know.
Last place.
Instead of
And just
helping
not
Dad.
any awareness from Chris. Like, after his teammate's been pushed off the angle to, like, care for a push, a rush.
Yeah.
Really disorganized by the Despots there. And they're
And they
going
need-
for this 2-man push down long again.
And the eye misses.
Where are
And
you?
Radical would trade the eye back to show how to do it to Dan. Gets shot out.
Thorns activated.
And they're trying to hold R, but Utah will push them back.
Lost with a shot on Denji.
Yeah, just walking out, and that's a gun on this eco. After losing a crucial bonus, they have a way in now. Radical through the smoke kills the one down. I think they're trying to refight into this. Good stun by Fatals, sorting it out, but they will.
Radical left on 1 HP,
Spike
spam through the smoke.
They're trying to find out.
Last
Simon
player
gets
standing.
Blast gets another.
Drone going out.
Back. Suddenly a 1v3 for Fatals. No,
Dead and buried.
Blast dashes it. Gets one.
All
This is
missiles
too slow,
away.
this is too slow.
Wasn't aware they were sticking it. And they used
The Des
next
was
round-
converting an eco. Thanks to just hero plays by Bloss once again.
And Dan pulling out
Dan
his own
hard.
pie. I mean, it's good to
Everyone
be
get
able
your
to take a
screenshots,
moment.
get your screenshots, get ready for the bullying channel.
I mean, Dan's my goat. And
Looking
looks
for
like-
a heavy A push by PMO here.
Yeah.
Maybe
That
reading
has-
into this weak A site.
the eye hits this time.
Retrieving flash.
Dodging the archers in main.
And it just looks like another ace flip.
From
What a
Cyborg,
shot from
Wow.
Cyborg!
the drone spawning Chris, he has to pull back. Arc
Cyborg got
control
these entries
drone.
that are crazy. And the wall tries to block them, but I'm pretty sure you can jump over that one. Doesn't
No,
really
it's
matter.
just far enough away. I don't think you can. There's a gap, like it's
Okay.
a decent amount of gap. Lost caught unaware as the smoke fade.
Yeah. And they're all coming from ZT, and look how much space.
They could be
Yeah, but-
anywhere on site. Just they're gonna have to save. Truly a disaster from the Despots. Round went horribly wrong, just losing the first bloods.
And they've just been, and after winning like the crucial, what is it, eco, after losing the bonus, it looks like their momentum will be stopped here.
Now, I don't really like that. Even though they've got double duels, they're not pushing anywhere. They're not getting proactive. They're having to rotate so slowly to A because they just don't have the info on B.
Yeah, I don't
Despite
really like.
having two towards long, and yeah, the timeout I completely understand.
Yeah, I don't really like Cyborg's GG back. No, but I don't really like them playing the Vice on A here when they could be. They have the double duelers to take the early A main space.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
have the Vice wall deep on B. Have the Vice set up on B. Just go look for a retake on B. You've got double duelists. You can retake B.
And I mean, PMO don't really have a good way to break down the Vice wall either.
No
Like-
Yoru to bait with a clone. No Waylay to go through and TP back. No chamber. They just have to jump peek it.
Yeah. It's
Jump
just-
peek in the open. Like open, like vulnerable to the entire site. I want this Vice to switch to B. I want to flip their setup. I want them to get proactive A main. Like, you know, I want them to
Yeah.
catch out this slow walk up contact, zero util A main push.
Yeah. Although I mean, they're playing pretty weak A main for PMO when they try to take the space. They just walk up.
Two people just shift walk up contact, no util. Like, surely we have an initiator and two duelists push this. You know, offer timing, like wait 2 or 3 seconds for them to start shift walking up, then throw the util, go fast, get the kills, and get a
I
really
mean-
good spot on the round.
Looks like they will
Looks-
keep the A main space, but they will.
They are not moving the Vice towards B. Like,
Launching thorns.
is it just like comfort? Does Chris not have setups for
Thorns
B?
are live.
I mean, someone needs to. It looks like the Euro will just go down into their swarm. They have an idea.
Here.
No, two are running back towards B.
Refuse.
Refuse.
Get the
I'm
other.
loading crush.
My ult's ready.
Ooh, gets
Three are killed. The crunch falling apart. PMO
And,
running back towards A. Dan
they
could go
might-
big here.
There's one.
My ult
That's
is
two.
Last player
player standing.
Unable to find the
Spike
third,
down
and now
A.
it's Pigeon left in a 1v2.
But Dan has made this winnable.
Clearing out connector. PMO go towards site. Tap the plant. Plant for art instead. You need to play double up here in art.
And they shouldn't hear Pigeon backside.
And Fatal cleans up the round.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a bit weird how they just put the Vice where they were pushing as well. Or the Euro just Euro ulting straight down, and they didn't really have anything off it.
I got enough time to go into the
Like,
I don't like how either team played their defense really. They've just put their Sentinel on A in the same setup every round. Both teams.
And I mean, both teams punished, bro.
I got money.
The Despots have
Anyone
been
need
getting
something?
punished for it, but not as heavily did PMO get punished on their defense. Going for these A-heavy defaults once again. PMO just in the same setup, knowing that like the B is just not the B push is not a threat. Not once have they ever hit this trip after taking B main.
I mean, now they should have all of B main, and
Denji could be caught unaware here and Bloss.
And he is. And all the trips are down.
Blood. They're having to speed up into A. Past a Vice move. Chris could go big here. Gets
Big
one.
fate.
Dodges the stun.
Yes. And he
Cinder
just
trapped
acted
on the
back.
wrong side. They failed the timing.
And the three of them walk down I. Dan takes one
One
down.
by one.
Radical tries to get one.
Traded by Dan, and Chris finds the last.
And I mean, Denji overstepped himself. They did take the space. I like how Bloss actually tried to walk all the way down that round.
Yeah, if you're gonna get proactive, at least go for deeper info.
Yeah.
I like how they played it that round. Still, I don't like this. Just two people take towards B main. It can be punished so easily, like they did like early on with the way that Fatal's just mollied where the Bloss's TP was, and they forced Bloss back into the mollies.
And they're so split up on this defense. They're all just jiggling for info, which I don't know.
Yeah, if PMO just decide to 5-man run it down one of these lanes, the Despots are just going to be overwhelmed. Like, Refuse has to give up the space or give up his life.
And are they
It just finds info that you know they're pushing. But surely you can find info in other ways than playing them by yourself.
Lost Raynail from Lost.
Getting the kills, gets two. Getting crunched,
I know
gets killed.
exactly.
But that's the spike down. Picked up by Denji, running to side.
Raynail comes out. Astro on the defense side. It's told Denji gets taken out.
Chris with the trades and she cleans up the round, equalizing to 10-10.
And somehow it just swings the other way around. I mean, they kind of just walked into the streets, and it's not the greatest it's not the greatest idea to do a B split. It almost worked somehow. They just got taken out by 3 ults invested that round. Really.
Yeah, now it's time for PMO to use 3 ults. They have the KO ult, the Astro ult. They can take a site and have a strong post plan.
This is a nice spot.
Honestly,
Get out of my way.
you know, with just a Vice ult, I want them to be pushing this Vice's site, baiting it out, and then re-hitting somewhere else on the map.
It looks like they're just going for the same A split that has been like consistently working for them. They should hear this Vice War.
And Pigeon finds 2, punishing the A main lurkers. Chris taking contact in R. Both think.
And he should have seen at least 2 there, no?
Yeah, saw 1, and then the other one was shooting. So it knows at least 2 are.
And they can all just play back, just playing safe for info in a 5v3. The Despots are in a great position to win this round.
Down on the off angle, looking to take a fight. Whiffs on Simon. Misses his eye.
It looks
Chris
like
could be
they
punished there. And once again, it's just the Desperates playing individual by themselves, isolated from their
30
team.
seconds left.
But Bloss looking to
Spike
clean up.
down mid. One enemy
That's
remaining.
true. Taters runs that
Beetle's
down.
left in a 1v3. 10 HP. What can you do? Taps the spike.
Yeah, and he goes walking. Jump peaks.
Off
32
seconds
seconds.
by Refuse, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleaned up.
Punishments on them.
Nicely played. A few, like, the round got a bit sketch when Chris was just, like, on 10 HP playing by himself.
Yeah.
But, you know, they cleaned it up. They didn't throw. Bloss with the important 2 kills.
I should play some Astral Stars in
Yeah.
this reality.
I feel like I've been saying that every round. Bloss with the important kills. She
It's
really
actually,
has been putting her team on her back.
I mean, 22 and 50. Like, you can
We-
feel
we
it
would-
in the game.
We were judging her Waylay pick, but maybe it's just a comfort one. Maybe she just feels like
And
she can pop off.
you've been seeing the waylay value in some of these rounds, where she walks out, where she's able to just walk out like a chamber would and just TP back wherever she wants. Or get the info, dashing down B main.
It lets these
like-
double entries just have so much like value because you have Bloss dash in, TP back, the crosshairs are screwed, and then like you have Pigeon TP in.
She will get bodied off
You know.
spotting 2 B main. It looks like they're just gonna go for a B here on this ether. They're going for round. And Bloss just gets
Lost,
one.
finding one through the smoke, and they speed up.
I mean, they're in onto the
Desperate,
side.
entrenched in back walls.
Spike planted. One
Pigeon with the
enemy
whiff.
remaining.
It cleans up the kill nonetheless.
I mean, they really just didn't have their guns for that.
They didn't have the guns, they didn't take the space they needed, they just were unable to really find anything in that round.
I feel like that round should be good info for PMO because they were
They
able
know
to
the setup.
down.
And they know the setup now. They know every part of the setup. They've investigated every part of the map.
Match
They know the Desperate setup, piece by piece. Surely
It
they
might
can
be
work the
too
map
late.
now.
It might be too late when
They've
it's 12-10.
calling the timeout, looking to exploit this, knowing the information they've got. Let's see what they can cook.
The
I mean,
Desperates really should change something up, I hope. But I don't.
Yes, they've played the same setup. It feels 12 rounds in a row. With Device alone towards A, Radical like in art, Refuse in streets, and then the 2 duelists double up B long.
Yeah. I think you said Radical. Do you mean Refuse or Dan?
Dan, my bad. It was the fade.
Yeah. They've been playing Dan A main, and then they play Vice in art, and then 2 B
They-
main and 1 streets. Like,
Yeah, they've just been switching. Like the only switch ups they've been doing is like the fade and the Vice, I guess.
yeah. I mean,
Like halfway through the half, they swapped the Vice from like heavy entrenched on A to art, and Dan, who was playing more towards art, more towards heavy entrenched on A. That's the
Yeah.
only change they made to their entire setup, which is just not substantial enough.
but also look at the ults they have for a retake, the Desperates. Like, it really just might be it.
Really, with these ults, I just want you 4-man pushing at one side of the map, and either winning the game right there and then, or just retaking with your ults and overpowering the enemy team.
Checking the situation.
They just do the instant Euro again. I'm not sure what this is high for. I'll pick the C's down.
Finding the spike in spawn, spotting that out, seeing every single player on the side of PMO, TPing out after the info is collected.
The PMO just slowed this down. Like, this info,
That
will be
info is
pretty much
useless.
Yeah.
Just
like,
like slow it down, work the map again. Oh, Bloss finds the timing though. Could catch Cinder off guard.
walking down B main. Yeah, the angle. They spot each other out. Will she push for this? She will, but
Them.
a bit of an
Alone, there's no
overextension.
use though. Just honestly, like
Yeah, just
the
hoping
waylay, just the pullout time is not quick enough to do that.
she catches. And Refuse hucks himself forward, down B long.
You are divided.
And it looks like they're just going for an Astral Wall bait. As all 5 just walk down A main.
And it
And they've
seems to have
Fallen,
worked.
even though
They've
Refuse had
fallen for
been
it.
here by himself.
Heard no footsteps.
Christian
Just
Albert
left on the side.
using the Vice ult to try and push them out, but just dies for it, and it's a 5v3.
And no one can really just, you know, make use of this. Oh, the guns will come back. The primaries will return.
planted.
And
It's just the Desperates left in a 3v5.
it's a terrible position. They're going to try and retake this, but
Missing the Fade Eye, unknown in church.
they still have a smoke down, but they have Teo.
They have Astro stuck. Teo
Go
wall.
ahead.
Teo mollies.
Player standing.
And
Refusal have to ace to close out this game. Cleaned up by Fatals.
And I mean, honestly, they used 2 ults and got really nothing off it.
Really, they had an ult advantage, but they staggered the ults and they just didn't combo them whatsoever, just completely wasting them.
Yeah. I mean, they still have their Waylay ult, and both teams used 2 ults that round, so it's not... Even though the ults weren't the greatest, it's not, like, completely lost. Because they still managed to get, like, Teho and Ashra ult out of PMO.
Now, I want to see proactive fighting with this Waylay ult, just to close the game. We've not done it once. They weren't expecting to catch the players off guard, but no. The Desperates in their usual passive setup, and it's PMO, 5-man running it down, eh?
Face your fear!
Yeah.
Hitting with the Fade ult.
Dashes in. Tries to flood out.
Radical with the
Big
second.
Hitting gets 1. 2v3. What is it? Waylay ult comes out. Radical
With the
gets
third.
Serious dead fool. Oh.
And to win this game,
My
Refuse will
ult's ready.
have to get a 1v3 clutch. Unless they
Unless
let it go to overtime. A bit whiffy, but just trading bullets. All the backwards. Prowler hits.
He
Horns out.
has the Astro. He could use this to isolate the fight.
Has 3 stars. Tries to stun
Concealment.
Radical. Smokes one off. Just
Radical
prodding it
playing
out.
alive.
Yeah, playing it super well.
remaining.
Refuse gets the kill, but gets
Cinder
traded
with the
out by
trade.
Cinder, and
And
This
we're
game
heading
will
into
be going-
overtime.
into
I-
overtime.
Honestly, I feel
Switching
the way
sides.
these teams have been playing
Overtime.
horrible with their defensive setups. Surely this just keeps going for a while. And it's just the first team winning on defense that will really
Should I play
consolidate
some
who wins
stars
this
in this
overtime.
reality?
And it looks like they just have an instant timeout after they kind of choked the lead they had. They had 2 chances to close this game out, and they had the ult advantage as well. So I mean, I'm down with the timeout.
Maybe the coach is saying, listen, look, they've played the same setup every round. Really weak A site. Surely we take advantage of this. We have double duelist. We rush A. We take the fight. The 5v2. We win it. We get 2 kills and we just play numbers.
I mean, the Desperates do whatever they want when they play.
Either that or I want like maybe some mid exploration.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just down if they just 5 hit a site. Like if they just
Yeah,
did that every
5
round.
to A.
and-
Yeah, if they 5-man hit A every round, exploiting the weak site with your double duelist comp, I'd be happy.
Yeah. And the first round of
Looks like
overtime-
it's going to be a default.
Yeah.
Spike over towards B.
And I don't really remember them going B that often. Desperates, they really just did it on pistol. Unless I'm completely misremembering, which is...
No, you're asking a guy with ADHD to remember. I don't know.
My bad. And I mean, they're just going for the same defensive setup, puts the cam out. Instantly
Cymorg instantly propping the dash.
and he would just take the space. He's confident, he knows he will get the kill regardless of what happens. Walks out. Nice shot by
Chris.
Chris. And that's
Lost,
the A main.
exploring towards
Pressure
R.
taken
Takes out the trip.
And they can just hit A. It's so open. But they don't know. And it looks like Radical will just walk back connector. Seeing if they've taken up the space.
Sending a fade prowler towards long. Just trying to fake that pressure as they go for an A hit.
It looks like they just have a read just to stack it. Radical goes for a swing, doesn't quite get one. Storms out, stopping him from flooding in. And they will have the
now
side.
Denji in this position once again. Can he get value?
Lush just walks out. That's one.
He does. Gets one, gets two.
Spike
Gets out.
down A.
God,
Lost
Benji
all from
again down
behind.
A main.
30 seconds left.
Just tucking in flowers, they're not aware of his position. But now there will be both on the left.
Both positions of PMO known. Radical seen towards the secret. Denji
spot
known
that.
towards
Last
A.
player standing.
Dan with a big kill, gets fight, just plants.
One enemy
And not
remaining.
watching like this. And Denji with a fourth.
Massive 4K. Again, down A main, they're just not aware.
You cannot be
Switching
going for
sides.
these solo, just like
Match
solo up, like A hits. You need to have at least a lurk going through main.
This goes here.
If they're doing that stuff, they can just, and they have Blast pushing down flowers. They can just plant backside, which is what I thought they were gonna do there, considering Refuse was just watching A main. But I mean, I guess it was a good flood considering all the crosses were pulled towards backside, and then Denji swings out, getting two.
Now PMO calling the timeout, looking to see if they can end this game.
And I mean, this is their first match point so far.
Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
And I mean, it's mainly the attack side. I mean, this game has been very attack side. It is PO, but like
The only really like success we've seen on defense was that time where the Despots just got that long string of rounds.
yeah.
Oh no, they won the attack actually. And I guess they had those 4 rounds on defense, but that was it. Just 4 rounds in a row. But apart from that, mostly just attack and attack.
And the timeout will end, and we'll come into potentially the last round of overtime. Potentially.
PMO doing their usual setup, leaning more heavily towards A. Finally, a read of this with the duelists and the initiators pushing towards A main.
Finally won a raid fight. The last of their potential, like, game over. They have the smoke down 3 pressure. And Dan will care for in case they've reacted out a bit, but they haven't.
PMO looked to go towards the B side of the map. Pushed away by the fake, like the full aggression on the A side of the map.
And they haven't been able to bait any Biceter out. So
Yeah,
they
Chris
can't.
hearing this util, coming to his team. It's B. Dashing over, winning the fight against Fatal.
Fatal is getting.
Fatal left low.
I mean, he
And
gets
now
his
the
one.
Grenade is
over. The Despots that set up for the retake.
Radical plant save. Tries to use the Astral Pull
My
to get him
blind
off.
is dead.
Genji getting walkarounds, getting 1, getting 2.
And he's still stuck in CT. Cinder gets refused. Plus gets
Lost trades.
Denji back. 2 stuck in halls. And they're not there. 2v3. Chris gets 1 in halls. They should know where both players are. 1v2.
And they light up a Radical! Finishes the game with a 2k.
The scar. My ult is ready.
GG.
We won. They lost.
Holy.
GG.
This is the way of things.
Bit of a scrappy game, very attack-sided game, both teams struggling on their defense. But a game of big plays and big kills.
I mean, Denji, some of these pivotal rounds, like, really came in clutch for PMO. And Radical closing it out at the end.
My goat.
Alright. And I guess that's all.
Yep, GG's, well played.
GG's.